Hello students and welcome to this video for Word Chapter 4, hands-on exercise number 1. Great job following through. We're on the last chapter of Microsoft Word. The end is in sight here for Microsoft Word. I'm excited for the topic we're going to get to do today because this is something you're going to be using a lot. You're going to be doing these things in high school. You will if you go on to college. You definitely will if you go on to higher up college, so like grad school. This is something you're going to use a lot as well. So you've heard the term plagiarism before, and the idea of we always need to, if we use somebody else's words or work, we need to make reference to them. We need to give them credit where credit is due. And so we're going to be dealing with things that you're going to use for a research paper. Now you aren't writing a research paper in class, which is nice. You're going to be learning how to properly cite things, which citation is basically you're giving reference to the person. So I'm going to read here the info while you turn to the page. We're on 346 of your textbook, 346, and I'm going to read it here. So number 1, research paper basics. You have completed a draft of an analysis of the short story A White Heron. As a requirement for the literature class in which you're enrolled, you must format the paper according to MLA style. So this is how you refer to things, including citations and bibliography. In addition to literature analysis, you have also completed a marketing plan for a fiction company required for business management class. The instructor of that class has asked that you consider submitting the paper for inclusion in a collection of sample papers produced by the School of Business at your university. For that project, you will include a cover page, a table of contents, and an index. So we're going to be working on things that you would do for a research paper, and this is going to help you a lot. In other classes and even in classes maybe you take this year. So page 346, it says open up Word Chapter 4 Hands-on 1 Analysis. And we're going to save it here with our last name and our first name. So that's step A. Ensure that you're saving it to the right folder. That should be your flash drive. And then adding in underscore last name, first name. So this is going to be a really helpful chapter to you. Okay, now step B, click the References tab. So we're now using the References tab. We're finally getting to it here. And then click the Style arrow in Citations and Bibliography Group. So this is Citations and Bibliography Group. This is how we're going to show credit or give credit to them. So we're going to click on the Style arrow right over here, Style. You can see bibliography style. There's different styles that you have for citation. So you might go to a college that does Turabian. You might go to a college that's MLA. And so we're going to be using MLA 7th edition here for class. So step B, 7th edition for class. Ensure that the following settings required by the MLA writing style are in place, adjusting any that may be missing. The document is double spaced. So let's go and ensure that it is. So I'm going to hold down Control and push A and ensure that the document is double spaced. That's 2.0, double spaced. Then I need to make sure the font is Times New Roman 12 point. That is correct for the whole thing. There's no spare paragraph spacing before or after. So Layout tab, before or after should both be at 0. Margins are 1 inch at the top. So let's check margins too. And checking it should be normal. So 1 inch all around. All body paragraphs should be indented by 0.5, and it looks like they all are. And then the report title is centered. So the title up here at the report, top of the report, it is centered. So we've checked and made sure of all those things for step B. That's part of the MLA style. Each style of citation, so referring to somebody else, has a certain format to it. All right, step C, it says insert a right-aligned header. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm choosing Header from the Header and Footer section, and I'm choosing a right-aligned header. So let's actually do this. I'll do Edit Header, and then I'll switch it to right-aligned on the home page, or home tab, excuse me. So right-aligned, and then it says it needs to include your last name, followed by a space and a plain page number. So for the page number, I'll go up to Design. I choose a page number and top of the page, right align. Now if yours gets rid of it, like mine does, then what you can do is go up here to the top, click in front of the page number like that, and just type it in and push space. So I had to do that because I got rid of it at the beginning. So I went up here to the top and did that. Okay, so we just completed. The header, it says, should be formatted in Times New Roman 12 points. So I'm going to select all this, go to Home, and ensure. You can see it's on Calibri, so let's use Times New Roman and 12 point. So it's on 11, 12 point. Okay, so that's step C. Step D, place the insertion point after the ending quotation. So to get out of the header, I double click after the ending quotation mark and before the ending period and Jouette's notation in the first body paragraph. So it says here, it ends with straying about out of doors. So it's over here. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down. And it says we're clicking or placing the insertion point after the ending quotation mark and before the ending period. So right here is where it should be. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click the References tab and click Insert Citation in the Citations and Bibliography group, and then click Add New Source. Add New Source. Now we need to click the type of source. That's the first thing you do here. So type of source, it's currently on website. We're going to click on the arrow and change it to book. Now you'll notice some of them start with the same thing. There's book and book section. So choose the right one, so book, and complete the citation as follows. So I'm going to type these things in, but do not click OK after typing these things in. So I'm going to move my mouse out of the way so you can see the whole thing at once. Type that in. So the author is Jouette Sarah Orne, and I can push tab to move to each thing. Title is A White Heron. The book title is the book title is The American Tradition in Literature. So let me look here. It says White Heron for title. So I guess we're going to do this for right now. Title, it says White Heron. Book title is that. So for right now, let's just do this. We're going to just type in what is there. So 531 for the pages through 537. New York. Be careful. It's not necessarily organized exactly like how the book is. So years 2009. City is New York. Publisher is McGraw-Hill. Okay, so we only fill in what is there for it. So you notice there's not a book title part and things like that. So, all right, step E. Click to select Show All Bibliography Fields. Okay, and this is where now we get the other ones to show up, hopefully. Click in the editor box, so down here, editor box, and type Perkins George. So in the editor box, Perkins George. Click edit besides the editor. So edit beside the editor. And then it says type Perkins in the last name box. And then it says click in the first name box. So I'm actually going to push tab to do that. Type Barbara. And then it says click add and click OK. So we go back here to this one. Then it says click in the volume box. So right here, volume box. And it says type 2 and click OK. I'm going to check here one thing here before we click OK. Okay, so it looks like this is what we're going with here. Those things. All right, then it says step. Oh, I need to click OK right here. Okay, so I added it in. All right, step F. Click after the word firm and before the ending period in Jouette's notation that ends in Sylvia's conviction holds firm. So it looks like after the word firm, right here, Sylvia's conviction. So it's about 2 lines from the bottom of that paragraph. Jouette's notation. And then it says click Jouette Sarah Orn to insert a citation to the same source as created earlier. So up here, click Insert Citation, and now you can see we have this one come up here, just like that. Okay, then step G, place the insertion point after the ending quotation mark and before the ending period in Hovet's notation in the second body paragraph. So we're going to the second body paragraph. We're going for the notation that ends, it's ending in functions that are also present in a white heron. So functions that are also present in a white heron. Right here, it's this line. So you can see right there about 5 lines down from the top of the paragraph. And it says, place the insertion point after the ending quotation mark and before the ending period in the notation. So right here, after the quotation mark, but before the ending period. So right here of this line. And then we're going to add a new source. So up here, insert citation, we're going to do add new source, and then we're putting in another source. So this time selecting article in a periodical. Article in a periodical. And then you're typing in the information that's here. So for the author, we've got Hovet, however you say it. Then the title. Now you notice there's a title and periodical title this time. So we are typing in the title. You can look at the book or this video for, oh shoot, I'm going to undo. Let's do that again. Let's actually get rid of this. I actually added the title or the source here. Let me click Manage Sources. Get rid of that. Okay, so now that I got rid of the source I actually added when I don't have it, let me type that in again. So article in a periodical. Title is, let me move my mouse here, Once Upon a Time, Sarah Orn duets a white heron as a fairy tale. Periodical titles, our title is Studies in Short Fiction. Year 2011, month September, the day 25th, and pages 63 through 68. Then it says step H, click to show all bibliography fields. Set the volume to, so I gotta move down here a little bit. Volume to 15, and it says set the issue to number 1, and then click OK, and it added it in. Alright, step I, click Jouet's parenthetical citation in the first body paragraph besides the words straying about out of doors. So we have this one right here. So it says what we need to do is we are going to click this one and click. Now you'll notice it's a citation we added earlier. So I click that. You can see where it is here. Click the citation arrow, and that gives you a few options here. We're going to click Edit Citation. And then it says type for pages 532 in the pages box and click OK. And now you notice it added the page number in our citation here. Alright, step J, we're going to edit the next citation in the first body paragraph. So down here, this one. And we're going to include the page number here as well. So click on it again, edit, and this one is 537. 537. Then it says click the only Hovet citation in the second body paragraph. So we only put in one right here. So you can see where that is. And then it says edit citation. Click the arrow, then click edit citation. And then it says click to suppress the display of author, year, and title, but include a page number of 63. And click OK. So you'll notice it got rid of those things, it suppressed it, and put just the page number. And we clicked OK. Then we're going to save the document. So that's the first part of step 1. That's step 1 right there. Now we're on step 2, page 348. Share and search for a source and create a bibliography. So now that sources are cited and stored in the document, you can quickly insert the bibliography at the end, and you also explore the sharing of stories. So step A, click Manage Sources. So I did that earlier because I accidentally added the incomplete one over here. So I did add that. Manage Sources. Note that the sources you created in the previous step are shown in the master list and in the current list. So this is the current list. These are the ones I've cited. There's a master list right here, and it also shows an example of a bibliography entry. What we're going to do is we're going to press close because we just wanted to look at that, and it says press Control and End to go to the end of the document. So I'm doing that, and then press Control and Enter to insert a page break. So I just did that. And what we're going to do is we're going to click Bibliography here in the Citations and Bibliography group, and it says click Works Cited. So references Works Cited. So that's the third option here, Works Cited. If we scroll up, you'll notice this is nice. It used to be you just had to type this all in yourself, but if you set it up right, it will do it for you. So Works Cited. A bibliography is always included as a separate page at the end of the document. Therefore, you insert a page break before adding the bibliography. Basically, the bibliography is you're showing me what are the works, the different writings that I looked at when I wrote this paper. And so that's why our sources are put here. All right, step C. Drag to select all the text on the Works Cited page. So I drag to select all the Works Cited text. You notice it's in a box here. Then it says change the line spacing to 2.0. So I'm going to go to the Home tab, line and paragraph spacing 2.0. It also says Times New Roman, 12-point font. And then it says select Works Cited heading. So I'm going to select this right here, Works Cited heading. And then I'm going to remove the bold format, and I'm going to center the line. Alright, step D, we need to save the document, and we're going to close the document, but leaving Word open for our next step. So you're going to submit this file at the end of the exercise. So I'm going to click File, and I'm going to choose Close. And then step number 3 here on page 349, we're going to create and modify footnotes. So you are a business major enrolled in a business management class, and as a final project, you've prepared a case analysis of a fictional airline. Due to the large amount of statistical data included, you expect to use footnotes to provide additional clarification because footnotes and endnotes are mutually exclusive. You only use one or the other in a single paper. You will not use endnotes. We're using footnotes. However, you know that the way in which endnotes and footnotes are added is very similar. So we're going to refer to figure 4.12 as you complete step 3. So open up Word Chapter 4 H1 Airline. So we're getting to our second file here. So I'm going to go to my Downloads folder. That's where I put it. Okay, so we have our Word Chapter 4 1 Airlines file open, which was the next step here. Step A and our step 3. So we're going to create and modify footnotes. And we're changing the name here. So File, Save As, Browse, ensure you have it in the right folder. So mine right now wants to save it to Downloads, but really I want to save it to Documents. So Word Chapter 4 hands-on exercise number 1, Airlines, and then adding my name to it just like that. So I have the file open. It says click the select arrow in the editing group on the Home tab. So select arrow over here in the editing group, and it says to choose select all. So basically Control A here, and then apply the following formatting. So I'm putting in here Times New Roman. Let me try that again, make sure Times New Roman, and then I push enter, and then I'm switching it to 12-point font and pushing enter, and then I'm also switching the line spacing to 2.0, and then paragraph spacing before and after, ensuring that it is 0. So I'll put before 0, after 0, and then alignment is left aligned. So it looks like the things we put in there, it's already that way, so that's good. to go. All right, deselect the text. That's step C. So I just clicked to do that. It looks like it was basically already there. All right, step D, click Find in the editing group. So I usually will do Control and F, but click Find in the editing group. The navigation pane opens up. Type 200 million and press Enter. It searches for it. It finds it here. It says click after the period, ending the sentence in 200 million. So I'm clicking after the period, which is shown as highlighted. And it says close the navigation pane. And we're going to insert a footnote, or excuse me, we're going to click on the References tab. And then it says to click Insert Footnote. So right here I have Insert Endnote, I need Insert Footnote. And it says to type in this statistic is obtained from the 2015 U.S. Air blah blah blah. So you're typing in basically the same thing. Even though it's already there, we're moving it to a different spot in the sentence. So I want you to type this in. It does look a little goofy, but oftentimes we'll go back and fix something in the exercise, or in the book we will. So still do that. Include the period. So it should look like this. I've got a 1 and a 2 there. They put in a 1. We're putting in the second one. All right, then it says scroll to page 4. So scroll to page 4. I'm currently on page 2. Now I'm on page 3, and this should be 4 right here. So page 4. And that says place the insertion point after the period ending the first paragraph. So this is after the period ending the first paragraph. And it says ending in over 34 years. Oh, so page 4 right here, after the period ending the first paragraph. So I click right there and put my insertion point. Then it says click the Footnotes dialog box launcher. So Footnotes group, dialog box launcher. We click on that. Then we're choosing here, we're going to click Insert. So we put another one in. It does look kind of silly with the 2 numbers there, but still do it. So it says number 4, and we're typing in, yes, the exact same thing. So competitors to northeast have proven slightly less profitable. And the period, include that. So we insert another footnote there. You'll notice that right away it's numbered right after the next one. Now it says right click the footnote at the bottom of page 4. So right click the footnote at the bottom of page 4. And then it says click Style and Modify. So I'm choosing Style, and then I'm choosing Modify. So right here you'll notice footnote text is the name there with it. And then we're going to change the font size to 12 point. It's already there, which is fine. Click OK, and then we're going to choose Apply. So some of the things are already there in the document, but still has us do it anyway. So step G is save the document. All right, we're on step 4 here of page 350. We're getting close to the end of the exercise here. Create a table of contents and an index. The case study is almost complete, but your instructor requires a table of contents and an index. You will prepare a table of contents and will begin an index, and refer to figure 4.13 as you complete step 4. So press Control and Home. It's step A on page 351. Then move to the beginning of the document. Press Control and Enter to insert a page break. Move the insertion point to the beginning of the new page and push Enter. So I move to the beginning of the new page. I push Enter twice. Then it says click the References tab. So I'm already on the References tab. It says click Table of Contents in the Table of Contents group. So over here's my Table of Contents. I click on that. It says select Automatic Table 2. So it's this one right here. I click it. It's the second option there, Automatic Table 2, and includes Table of Contents. Now step B, point to Situational Analysis link. So you can see each one of these is a link in the Table of Contents. So I'm pointing to it right here. Situation analysis link. It says press Control and click to move to that section of the document. So I click on it, control and click, and it moves it there for me. It's almost like a web page. So change the situation analysis heading to data analysis. So I'm going to go and switch this here, data analysis, and then says press control and home to move to the beginning of the document. Then it says click update table at the top left corner. So there we go. You have to click on your table, maybe like mine, and I click update table, and it says update entire table is what we're selecting. So click OK, and you'll notice it puts in the change here. It used to be situation analysis, now it's data analysis. Now it says point to the problem statement link. So problem statement, this is the link right here in the table of contents. Press control and click to move to that section, and then it says select Northeast Airlines in the first sentence in the first body paragraph. So I'm selecting Northeast Airlines, and then it says click mark entry in the index group. So here's my index group. I'm clicking mark entry, and it says click mark all in the mark index entry dialog box. So I've selected Northeast Airlines. I'm choosing mark all. So click that, and then you can click close. So it's marked each one here, and it looks different in your Word document. We click close, so that's good. We've now marked all of them for inclusion in the index. All right, step D, select the word northeast in the sentence that begin Northeast solely operates solely Boeing 737. So right here, it's about 4 lines down, and we're selecting the word northeast right there, and then we're choosing click mark entry again. So right here, index group mark entry, we have northeast selected, and it says click mark entry, it says select cross reference. So right here for options, we have cross reference, and then type Northeast Airlines. So the word C is already there, so we're just adding this in. So Northeast Airlines. Beside the word C, click mark. So just mark, not mark all. Click mark, and then click close. And you can see each time we're adding these things in, it's editing the Word document itself. All right, step E, scroll to page 4. I'm currently on page 2, so page 3, and then page 4 right here. I can click on the Word document, and it'll show it down here, page 4. And then it says mark the first word on the page. So code sharing is our first word. Code sharing as an index entry, and make sure to mark all occurrences. So basically I'm going up here to index, mark entry, and I'm choosing mark all again. So mark all, and then you can click close. It says press for step F, sorry I'm forgetting to mention the letters, step F, press control and end to go to the end of the document. Insert a page break. So that's control enter for our page break, and then ensure the insertion point is at the top of the new blank page, which it is. It says step G, click insert index in the index group. So I've got my index group up here on the references tab. I'm clicking insert index. This is coming up. Click OK to accept all default settings and insert the index. So I click OK, and there's my new index right here. And step H, I'm saving the document. All right, step 5. This is our last page here. I know it may be somewhat confusing. You're going to get it here with time for these things. This is new stuff. As a final touch, you create a cover page with information related to the report title, your name, the course number, and the current date. So current date here. Step A, insert a page break at the beginning of the document. So page break at the beginning of the document. So I do control home to go to the beginning of the document, and then I'm inserting a page break. So control enter. This is step A on page 352. Then I click the home tab, and I'm going to choose center alignment. In the paragraph group, I'm changing the font size to 16 point. And then I'm also choosing the font color black text 1. So font color black text 1 right here. All right, step B, it says type the following. Oh, you know what? I accidentally forgot to click up here on the first line of our page break. So let me try this again here. Undo. I need to click before our page break. Push enter. Okay, this is the first line I want the stuff added to. So center alignment. It shouldn't be italicized. It needs to be bold, or not bold, excuse me, normal text. And it should be 16-point font, and it needs to be black text. Okay, so now that we got it right, we're typing in case, all caps, case study of Northeast Airlines. And then I'm going to click numbering to remove the numbered list. There's no numbered list for this here, so I don't need to worry about that. Then it says I need to press enter 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to choose to click numbering. So right up here, numbering, the arrow for it, numbering, and type, oh actually you know what, I'm just going to click numbering, and I'm going to type first and last name. Okay, you know what, actually I'm going to get rid of numbering here. You're just typing it in normal, so I don't know, it must have assumed we're going to have a numbered list here. First name and last name is what we're going to type in here. So Mr. Rogers. Then we're going to press enter 3 times, 1, 2, 3. We're going to type bus 420, and then we're going to press enter 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And then for the teacher name, we're going to type Dr. Rebecca House. Press enter 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Type the current date, so today's date, 10/16/2018. And ensure that the text on the cover page is neither bold nor italicized. So right now, this is how it should look. We had a little issues here with the book, thinking it was going to be one way. All right, step C, click the Layout tab. So I'm going up here to the Layout tab, and I'm choosing to click the Page Setup Dialog Box Launcher. So here's Page Setup Group, Dialog Box Launcher here. Click the Layout tab. So I have my tabs up here at the top. I'm clicking Layout. I'm choosing Vertical Alignment arrow. So click the Vertical Alignment arrow. So right here, and I'm choosing Center. And then I'm clicking OK. And you'll notice it lines it up here with the center of the page. It's nice. Step D, click the View tab. Click one page so we can see that whole page here. And then you're going to save and close the file. So you're going to submit 2 files to me here for this exercise. You have the airlines file and also the analysis file. And that is how you complete Word Chapter 4 Hands-On Exercise number 1.